I'm a tour guide. I'm a travel vlogger too. My colleague is making me a video for giving introduction about the Forbidden City. I hope you don't mind if I put you in my travel video.
Cixi. Yeah, Cixi. A little bit difficult for you to pronounce that word. Yeah, Cixi. Let's take a look at this picture. Last Emperor Puyi, who ascended the throne here in 1908 at the age of only 3, who was a baby emperor, and who was ascending throne right here in 1908 at the age of only 3. And about 3 years later, his dynasty lasted for 267 years, collapsed. But he still lived in the inner court for like another 50 years, and he was kicked out of the Forbidden City, and he was made as a Japanese puppet emperor from 1931 to 1945. And he was captured by the Red Soviet Army at the end of Second World War, and who sent back to China after the founding of the PRC, and then was given an amnesty and received a job in the botanical garden as a gardener. And
that's not very good.
No, but compared to his counterpart in the Ming Dynasty, more than 200 plus years ago, his counterpart in the Ming Dynasty, that last emperor who committed suicide by hanging himself at the age of only 34. So compared to that emperor who's kind of lucky, and he died at the age of 61 in 1967, died of the kidney cancer.
Why is the stairs in the middle? Is it to carry the emperor?
Yes, the emperor will be carried in the sedan chair. He will be carried up to the upper terrace and then into the Hall of Supreme Harmony in the past.
And what makes an emperor an emperor? How could you become an emperor? Because of family?
Because they have family. It depends. During the Ming Dynasty, like the dynasty which from 1368 to 1644, the oldest son will be the new emperor for the next generation.
Yeah, and that was when they killed each other because they want to become an emperor, stuff like that.
That's why there were many like a court fighting or court killing in those ancient dynasties. But in the Qing Dynasty, they choose the emperor from the sons, choose the best one to be the new emperor. So the Qing Dynasty, which started about the same period as the Golden Age period in Dutch, in Netherlands. So that they started in 1644, the Golden Period in Dutch. That was about the time of 1660.
Exactly.
Yes. So those are bronze artifacts over here. They are the incense burners. Incense burner, 18 of them to represent the 18 provinces in the Qing Dynasty. So when the ceremony were taking place in this area, people would put the sandalwood incense and those sandalwood branches into the body of those incense burners. The smoke will be coming out from the outlets on the top of the incense burners. Okay? So let's go and take a look at how it looks like inside.
How did they heat it up when it was cold like this?
That's a very good question. There are fire passages under the palace floor where they can set up the fire underneath the floor, and then the fire will be conducted along those fire passages to each of the room, and which provide no smoke, which can keep the room very warm with no issues of the ash or the dust during the winter time.
That's smart.
Yeah, very smart.
It sounds really modern actually.
Yes. In some places, they also use like the charcoal braziers to heat up the room. Okay, let's go that way over there. So this is the looks like a turtle, but it's not. Dragon head and the body of a turtle. It is a mythical animal which is believed to be one of 9 sons of the dragon. It's called Bixi. It's actually an incense burner too. Together with a crane over here, both the crane and the turtles are the symbol of longevity, long life. They are the incense burner too. On their backs, you can see there's a lid, right? We can remove the lid or the cover away and put the sandalwood incense into the body of the turtle and the crane. So the smoke will be coming out from the mouth gently. Yeah, to make this area like with a very good smell. and make the emperor feel like they were sitting in the paradise to govern the universe. Okay, so the emperor's residence are also guarded by two bronze lions. Their appearance look a little bit different from the lions we saw at the beginning, because those two lions have drooping ears and drooping eyelids, which is used as the warning to those people who lived in the inner court. The majority of people who live in the inner court are the palace concubines, empress, eunuchs, and the palace girls, which served as a warning to those people. They have to stay in low profile. They should not look and listen. That's something they shouldn't. They should stay very loyal and very honest to the emperor instead of spreading rumors. That's why they have drooping ears and drooping eyelids. Okay? Should not see and talk and listen to something that they are not supposed to.
Beautiful.
Yeah, take a look at those holy flowers in China, which has been very popular for nearly 2,000 years. It's called a Baoxiang flower. Baoxiang flower, which, the original image actually originated from the Buddhism. So, this is a flower pattern, which is a combination composed by the characteristics of peony, lotus, and chrysanthemum, which is the embodiment of holiness, dignity, and beauty. So one of the three auspicious flowers in China. Very popular for 2,000 years, Baoxiang flower. And those buildings over here, they're not the palaces, just a small, low buildings were used for those eunuchs when they work in the Forbidden City. So during the Qing Dynasty, there were around 3,000 to 5,000 eunuchs. They work in the Forbidden City. They live in the Imperial City. But if they were on duty, they would be sleeping in those kind of small buildings.
And I know how you get a eunuch, but were you picked to become a eunuch?
Most of them were given voluntarily by those poor families, because they had a chance to have the family to step out of the poverty, and some of them had a very unique access to the emperor and the empress, so they can amass a lot of money to make them very wealthy and very powerful. So that is kind of a competitive job for some people in the past.
Did they get a training as well?
Got training. Training, yes, they got training. They have to be seriously trained. If they're working in the Forbidden City. Otherwise they'll be punished. And then they were sent to those places where they specialize in castration. And then they were sent to the palaces to work as a eunuch.
And what age could they?
Under 10. Under 10.
Why? Because otherwise their voice got changed.
I think the older they get, and the more dangerous for those boys. So they got castrated under the age of 10, and then they come to the Forbidden City and try to save a lot of money to buy their body parts back when they're getting older, because they want to make themselves complete again. And then they would have the opportunity to bury it together with their parents, buried back in their ancestral tomb. So then they have to buy their body parts back.
But they got it somewhere.
Yeah, they
put it in certain liquids.
That's buried together with a kind of ash, like I don't know what that's kind of like a lime. Then bury it together with that. They can dry it out and keep it for several decades. When they have enough money, they can come back to that place where they got castrated in the first place, and then buy that back and bury it together with themselves to make them complete man again.
But it's terrible that they take something off of you and later you have to buy it back.
That's right. Yeah, that's kind of a goal for them to buy it back, because they want to make a complete man again in the future. Let's go that way.
How did you know if you got the right ones?
Yeah, that's a good question. But that is a very serious ceremony. You have to sign the contract, put your fingerprint out, and it's signed by those witnesses and your parents. And they wrapped up your body part together and put them together into that box, and we tie them up, and we've lifted up on the top of the building, which will not be opened until you have the money to buy it back. They will open it, and they find your contract and burn it up, and give it back to you.
I see.
You need to light up the fireworks to make a big celebration to bring it back. Yeah, that's a big thing. That's a very big deal for those eunuchs. Okay, let's continue to that story to this lady, the dragon lady, the Empress Cixi. Cixi, yes, the name of that for this for Cixi. Cixi. Yeah, Cixi. Chinese Chinese has 4 intonations. You know, you need to go up, go down, and up again for that pronunciation. Cixi. Yeah, okay, anyways, it's alright, yeah. Kind of hard. Chinese. Okay, the dragon lady, she ruled the country for 48 years, plunged China into disasters and humiliations unparalleled in China's history. She was a palace concubine for the emperor. But when she gave the son to the emperor, the only son of the emperor, who became very powerful, and especially after her son became the emperor, her son was very young, at 6 years old, too young to control over the whole country. So she put him on the throne in the front and sat behind him with a curtain in between and told him what to do and what to say. We call that period as the power behind the curtain. So she lived here. The building divided into 5 parts. The west chamber, which used as the sleeping chamber for her, and the dressing chamber, audience chamber, breakfast chamber, as well as the religious chamber, where this Lady Buddha was enshrined, and she practiced the Buddhism on everyday basis in that chamber in the past. Okay, so those artifacts inside the room look like kind of old, but just remember that they have experienced for a long time from 1884. Some of those original stuff has been removed to the storehouse under the special preservation. Okay, and the room is quite small, and the bed is quite narrow because our ancestors believe that a small room can gather more qi. Qi means energy. You should not expose yourself to the large room, otherwise you might result in the illness the next day. So small room, narrow bed, you could enjoy a good energy for the next day as well as the longevity for the future. Okay, so you can take a look from that room and to the east room. I'll be waiting you out here. Okay.